he's tried to murder me, but he loves me, and I believe in him. But my nephew, who I helped raise...
He tried to bring him to the dark side, and then he just cut his arm off. That didn't kill him.
Potato.
He's just being a dad. Isn't that what dads do?
I wouldn't know. I'm black.
Well, dads cut your arm off. That's, you
well,
don't want one.
Thank the fucking Lord.
Where do we move on from here?
I got plenty of points. You've seen my phone. Rey beats Luke in combat. Yeah, she had the
lightsaber, and he just had an antenna.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I can't complain too much because he does get a lot of offense, and he clearly does outpace her when the fight's, I guess, fair. But I don't. Luke's strong with the Force. Can't he just let me use the Force? I don't know. I just kind of feel like
he could have done like 5 million things there.
Luke just laying down and going, while there's a blue glow in his face.
In the books, Luke mastered, I think, every single form of lightsaber combat. So,
and you know what? I'm fine with... It's not that it's like, Rey beat another person. Yeah. Rey beat Luke Skywalker of all people. Girl did it. It's just... I don't know. Luke's clearly now has a fucking... some form of agency in this because, he's kind of pissed about her pressing on about the truth of Kylo.
Yeah.
And B, you just watched him put up a fight. So why does he immediately just stop, lay down, and then explain the backstory between him and Kylo? He has agency for a second, and then it disappears.
And then that's when we get to see that same scene again, right?
Yeah, and
and it's literally just one thing's different is that he didn't turn... the only thing that's different is, in Kylo's explanation of it, he always had the lightsaber on. He was going to kill him. And then in this, Luke's, standing there. And then Kylo looks up to him. So then he turns his lightsaber on. And you're just like, okay, well, either way, you still look like the bad guy.
Well, no. Luke had a massive orgasmic anger face.
Yeah.
But... in this one, he is just like, oh, wait, run. Ben, no. Why Luke want to burn down the Jedi Temple after Rey leaves?
He was drunk.
Drunk off green milk.
Yeah.
So...
because he wanted to end the Jedi. Didn't you know that?
Isn't Force Lightning a Sith ability?
No, technically, Jedi can still use it. It's just a different form. Even in the books and stuff like that, I think it's even kind of a different color and stuff too when Jedi wield it. It's not the blue, it's orangish or something.
Oh, so a giant lightning bolt just coming down as Ghost Yodas are.
Yeah.
Shalom. Because I was just like, why? What?
So, now that we're here, what do you think about Puppet Yoda? Because I kind of love him, but I know a lot of people hated it.
It didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I was just like, look, it's my little... I remember in the theater, some reason I was so fucking naive that in the theater, when watching it for the first time, they brought Yoda out, and I was just like, oh shit! Yeah, it's Yoda. There's no way they can fuck up this movie or his character. Woo! Now we're back on track. Things are gonna get good. Woo! And I mean, honestly, Yoda made it out of this pretty much unscathed.
Yeah.
The lore of Force Ghosts now I bring into question a lot more because I'm a bit confused. But Yoda himself was really fun. Honestly, it's another highlight of this movie.
So what's your question about Force Ghosts?
So Yoda okay, so at the end when you see the Force Ghosts and everything, throughout the OT, they really just appear and they're like, hey, I got some wisdom, some warnings.
No, they can just be around if they want. They're just a living, they've put themselves into the Force, so they can literally just come to you and just have full-on conversations.
Yeah, but they just come and talk. But Yoda here, he's just like, shalom. Yeah. Lightning bolts. Boom. He's interacting. He's doing stuff with the world. And I just always thought the Force ghosts were more so like
because they're still part of the Force, they can still enact things. There isn't that many Force ghosts because
it's like super hard to become one, right?
First figured it out, and he didn't even figure out how to put his whole entire body in. He more figured out how to put his like consciousness.
Oh, I thought he was just going to be a floating head, and I'd love to see Liam Neeson's floating head going
he
around.
like put his consciousness into it, so he can like talk to people, but you never see him.
Okay.
And then, so he actually tells Yoda how to figure out how to do it, which is actually a really cool thing in Clone Wars. Like, it's actually fully animated of all the steps that Yoda has to go through to actually become able to be like more one with the Force, of dealing with like the light side and the dark, to actually be more like balanced so that he can give himself to the Force then. So then he tells Obi-Wan to go search out this place like while he's on Dagobah to figure out how to do it.
Okay, well, I mean, this one isn't more so a question. It's a question that came up in my head while we were watching the movie. And, again, I don't know if this breaks lore or... I just don't... Where was Ghost Yoda this entire time? Where was Ghost anybody this entire time? Like, nobody thought while Luke was being depressed and Hermione was like...
Well, I even heard that, like, they were thinking about having Hayden Christensen come back to be like Anakin, to talk to like Luke in one of these.
Why doesn't
things.
Hayden Christensen come back and talk to fucking Kylo as Anakin? Like,
and,
hey, don't do this.
Yeah, and I was like, actually, I would have been super into that. Like, I know people hated Hayden Christensen and stuff, but like, I'd be super into like, yeah, bring him back and like try to have him like have some kind of connection, because that would have been kind of cool.
Again, I was a kid when I watched the prequel, so my thing was my perception of it is a lot more skewed than most actual diehard fans, but I liked Hayden Christensen as Anakin.
Like, he's kind of bad, but I also heard that like he might have been directed bad. Like,
I was
people said that like George Lucas wanted him to be like dry and stuff sometimes.
I don't know anything about that, but I just most of my things, it looked more so like bad writing to me
like
than
some lines like the
bad acting.
I just can't stand the sand.
It's dry, coarse, gets everywhere. I hope someday in the far-flung future, when I'm long
it's
gone,
not only the
somebody
sequels
buries
that have
my
problems.
lightsaber in sand.
And then the now this is pod racing.
That's my favorite fucking line.
That's not Hayden Christensen.
I know, but I still use that while driving. I'll speed down the highway. Now this is pod racing.
I've said that a couple times for watching Mandalorian, so if that tells you anything.
I've said that in one of them as well. I've said it again in this movie when at the end the salt speeder thingies.
Oh yeah.
God, this is.
Yeah, we'll talk about how dumb they are. Why do they have to have that stupid thing that sticks in the ground?
Why I can't answer, but I can at least say it made things look cool.
It looks cool, but I mean, like, it's only for aesthetics of this planet.
Yeah,
so that,
definitely.
The white, like, sand on top turns
salt.
to the red stuff.
It's salt.
Is both of it salt? Is
the white
too?
Stuff is salt.
But is the red stuff salt too? Is that like?
Yeah, it's red. It's blood salt.
Red Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah, it's just blood salt. Yeah, so.
Trying to fill dead air.
If the Canto Bite scene was handled better, then Finn and the Codebreakers' talk on morality would have worked more on the ship.
Yeah, because they screwed up a lot there.
They just... Canto Bite is just a mess. I think we've already gone over that enough, right?
Yeah. It's just the worst part of this already bad movie. So it's definitely going to be the worst thing that's probably ever happened in Star Wars history.
But there's a line where it's like, it's a war machine. DJ, the Codebreaker, is like, it's a war machine. In reference to, like, the great battles of all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think he's trying to make it out to be like the military-industrial complex kind of thing that we talk about, like for our country.
Yeah,
for
but
being like it makes money.
Yeah, but was like the Emperor, was Palpatine's massive fucking power trip just the war machine at play? Like,
No,
wasn't that something completely of its
apparently
own?
what Palpatine's whole thing was is that he was actually scared of a impending darkness that was coming from outside their galaxy. So he was actually trying to like unify all of the
This
galaxy
section, yeah.
to actually like fight against it.
I think I've heard something about like this other force from another galaxy that's like super strong or something like that,
Yeah.
but I don't remember because my memory's shot. But so still, like the entirety of the OT just isn't the war machine at play still, right? That would still mean
Like
this is something outside
guess-
of war propertying.
well,
I
I
guess
guess
they can take
though,
advantage, but
to like him using the Republic and stuff, like those people, yeah, are probably all the rich are just like, yeah, sweet, like this is just gonna make us tons of money. Like,
oh yeah,
who
I'm sure there's
cares
still
about
people
these, like,
taking advantage
random
of it.
like plebes, like the, like, but like they were more trying to make it not about that. They were trying to make it like an allegory to World War II. They were trying to make it like, yes, he's trying to unify all these people, but he's doing it for the wrong reasons, and he's still like killing people just because of the way they look and their beliefs and stuff like that. Like that's the same thing that Palpatine was doing. So that's more what that allegory was supposed to be, but they now turned it into, I guess, for the military-industrial complex, which
just
also still doesn't make any sense because really it seems like the whole point to the First Order is just Palpatine's revenge. Now that we've seen the last movie.
oh, yeah, I guess. But again, I don't want to count that too much just because this movie came out before Rise of Skywalker. I can't. I mean, I can, and I definitely have, but I don't think it's completely fair to be like, oh, this thing that happened in Rise of Skywalker means this movie is bad. This movie is bad because of the things it does on its own. Yes, I've brought up a couple things from Rise of Skywalker, but
that's also like, I think if we also review and break down how bad / some of the good parts of the prequel trilogy, we would be able to be like, oh, well, we know this because this happens in 3 or it happens in 2. Because the thing is they actually had a consistent writing thing and like consistent directors. They didn't need to be like, oh yeah, these are / not together like the even Harry Potter movies, and also the directors are kind of like fighting each other because they want to make things to like just call each other out. Like that should have never been the fate of Star Wars. It just sucks.
You brought up consistent writing thingies, and we're on to the next thing of consistency: bad, stupid, quotey dialogue.
Yes. Should been bringing up.
Hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you see it,
yeah.
then you'll never make it through the night. And clearly, I've had enough of the movie at then, because after that quote, I wrote, "Nigga, what?" that doesn't answer Poe's question.
Yeah.
The quote has as many flaws as this fucking movie. It sounds pretty.
Yeah. You want to hear like the coolest quote about hope? I've been listening to the Amazon special thing for Sandman, like from like DC Comics and stuff like that. Yeah. For one, I didn't realize how gruesome and shit that whole series is. It's pretty freaking nuts. But Sandman has to go against, which I'll probably bring up more about this series in like another episode, but because I haven't finished it yet. But he's going against like a demon to try to get back his helmet, and he's like, they're doing a game where they like make themselves a thing to conquer the other thing. So the thing that
so just so I can get a better thing of this, so the demon's like, I'm paper, and Sandman's like, I am scissors.
Yes.
And then the paper.
But they're more like even like concepts and
yeah,
stuff.
but I'm just saying, just to very simplify it.
So like the last one before you get to like the main ending is Sandman's like, I am a galaxy and like I am life that like creating and like all this stuff. And then the demon says, I am like the void, I am world ending. So it's like basically the demon thinks he's won. Like you can't beat something that's literally just like the end of everything.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm the endier of everything.
So he goes, I am hope. He's like yeah, and I'm gonna mess it up now because my mind's like blank when I went to do it. But basically he's like explaining that even these demons can't understand like what hope is, because it's only something that like humans can create. It's like the like never ending struggle to just move on and stuff. And it's just like, it's so cool because I was trying to think even my head, like in my head while it's happening, like what's he gonna do? And then you get that and I was like, that's sick. Like I was just like, oh man, I might have to look it up because I was like that, like when we fully talk about Sandman, because I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a cool line.
My favorite line about hope probably isn't a good line about hope. My favorite line about it, hope is like the sun. No, my favorite line about hope comes from a song. I want to say it's Dark Horizon. It's I'm stranded in a sea of hope with not a drop to drink.
Mm.
I just like that. That's a very pretty metaphor or simile.
It's a cool line like that from Architects because they lost their guitarist. He died of cancer. And it's even like it was the drummer's twin brother.
Ooh.
So it hit the band like real bad. And there's a song just basically like continually explaining just like how loss affects you or like how it feels. And he's just like, I'm drowning in an ocean, but there's a drought. And what is it? I feel like there's I would probably have to look that up too, but it's like basically I'm still like swinging, but my bones are broken and stuff like that. It's a really powerful, like cool song because those guys definitely dealt with some like very deep stuff when something like that happens.
Back on a more uplifting note, we're serious lists. We're not supposed to get into deep, heartbreaking content. So
let's keep making fun of Star Wars.
Chewbacca gets screen time again, and Chewbacca plays Uber while Rey goes to see Kylo. But doesn't Chewbacca still want revenge? I know he's conflicted because of his relationship with Kylo, now. But he still wants to, at very least, confront Kylo while he's dropping Rey off. But
no, he's just a dog.
No, he's just dropping her off like like she's going to fucking soccer practice. Yeah. But like,
he was like the person that raised him, but no. In these movies, he's a pet.
Like, I get it. Maybe you don't want Chewbacca to be like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking murder Kylo. Maybe, after the events of Force Awakens, he's calmed down and he's like, maybe I can talk him through. I don't know. I don't fucking speak Wookiee like Rey.
They just don't give a shit.
But no, he's just like, all right, honey, I'll drop you off at soccer practice and come pick you up in an hour and 30 minutes. Bye.
That's all translated there.
Hodo doesn't explain her plan to Foe.
That's because she doesn't have a plan.
Which we can get to. But critiques his plan with Finn and Rose.
Yeah.
Since what little we know of her plan is incredibly stupid about her line about betting on bad odds, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the fact that a number of people joined Poe's mutiny show the discontent with her leadership?
Yep.
Like, this isn't really more of Poe got screwed over. This is we're afraid for our life. Like, we've even got people trying to desert the Radius.
Okay, so you know what fixed almost all of this? Because we keep getting, well, not all of it. A lot of it's bad. But like the not telling people plans thing and everything, if they just explained how the hell the Empire got a tracker on them in the first place. If they were like, we think there's a traitor amongst our midst, so someone put a tracker on us, and their computer is doing this, so I can't tell anyone my plan. But hey, guess what? They never say that. They never act like there was any way except for being like, hey, there's a ship, we got a computer, we know where they're going now. That's it. Like, there's no connection to being like, how the hell did they track these ships in the first place? Why the hell couldn't one of these ships even just peel off and shoot out into the galaxy anyways? Like, are they tracking all of them? Like, you don't get to just track something without something on a thing. Like,
no, that's what they can do with the tracker now. That's why they have the tracker. It doesn't
make any sense. Like, it's just like,
but they have the tracker.
My phone, even if I took the SIM card out and like broke it, like, yeah, it's dead to like the world. Like, there's got to be something on that ship to even let it be tracked. There's not just we have tracking. Like an algorithm that just figures us out. Like, what?
Yeah, no, it's how
so dumb.
See, what happens is when you go into hyperdrive or light speed or whatever you want to call it, you leave footprints behind, and this tracker is able to pick up on these very small residues that are like the lines. Footprints. Yeah, and it's just like, follow it. The iron joke. That's all I wrote.
The iron joke?
Yeah, there's a transition where it looks like there's this ship dropping to like land, and it turns out it's just an iron.
Oh yeah,
and I just wrote the iron joke.
Get that either? Like, why that was necessary? Like, because clearly you can see it's not even a ship. Like, you're like, nothing looks like this. This looks more like I'm watching Spaceballs.
Yeah, you know, I thought the same thing. But like, is it a joke? Was it supposed? It's not funny. Was it supposed to be funny? Is this Marvel humor again? I'm very fucking confused. I don't even think that made me angry. I was just genuinely like,
why did this exist?
What? It's just, The Rey and Kylo quote, "I feel the good / conflict in you," end quote, is a ripoff of Luke and Vader's moment, but still doesn't work. Why do they have this moment?
Yeah, which once again, they'll continue to just quote basically the other movie because
success.
Luke says to Kylo then, hey, if you strike me down in anger, I'll come back even stronger, or whatever. The same thing that
what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Yeah. Force a little, huh?
It's literally the same thing that Obi-Wan says to Vader. It's like, man, you guys are original. Like, it's so bad.
Why'd the Codebreaker return Rose's necklace? Was this to trick us into thinking he's a good guy, so the reveal he betrays them is more surprising? Also, like, yeah, whatever you want to call this, I don't think it's a review, but I only refer to DJ as the Codebreaker. So.
Gotcha. Well, I didn't even know his name.
Yeah, it's DJ.
I'm not going to trust DJ anymore.
Fair enough. I'll send him a message saying that he lost your trust.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is me digging into things too deep, but there's like a scene where they're like, "How are we going to get off the ship?" And Finn's like, I know where the escape pods are." And Rose is like, "Of course you do." And there's this like look on John Boyega's face. I can't tell if this is acting and Boyega's just like, bruh. Or if this is supposed to be like Finn being kind of upset. And I would very much like it if he's upset. I mean, I guess it's a cute callback to the thing earlier, but
trying to run away.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, well, you know what? No. It's. I'm sure it's just supposed to be a callback, and I'm looking too deep into it. I'm gonna just move on from that. So, wasn't the hangar bay blown out by Kylo? Why? I guess like I don't go into any more depth there. So I'm guessing the hangar bay was like repaired like the bridge.
Yeah, apparently just magically. I would like at least like I don't think there'd be 2 bridges on a ship, but there might be multiple hangar bays. Like this is a giant ship. Like they don't betray these ships very well all the time.
Yeah, they really don't. But yeah, why didn't anybody search Holdo for a weapon during the mutiny? Cause she literally just like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Womp womp womp. That's the sound that paralyzed guns use instead of the blasters. The blasters go pew 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 pew.
I don't know. I guess they were just like trusting her, and they were already like, she's just in an evening gown, so
she was like, surprise,
have a
bitch.
Gun. Yeah.
Oh no! I jumped to the bottom. Hold on, I gotta find where I was. Andy, talk about something.
We were almost into the
3-hour
territory.
Woo!
So
maybe we should split
maybe we
this.
do want to jump to the bottom.
I have so much to talk about.
I know, but we can at least hit the last couple.
We can make this a 2-parter.
Really crappy things. Hey, yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow. How about we combine a little bit more of the rest of this into the discussion of I don't know, what would be the main topic tomorrow? Should it be the PS5? Because I got one, you poor bastards.
Should it be the Xbox Series X? Because I don't have one.
Yeah,
I'm a poor bastard.
I tried to get one too, and I didn't get one.
Oh, I'm just poor. You want to at least make it to the Red Room scene? Because I watched it and I took your advice, and it's kind of funny.
Oh, the like fight scene?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. And we're almost at the end of the movie. We'll keep going, unless you got any time constraints.
I mean, I don't know when.
It's gonna be a long ass movie.
We can break it up. We can make like the Civil War thing its own mini episode, and
yeah, I could just
be
cut
like a
them off.
2-parter.
Yeah, I might just cut it off and actually really edit. Hey, instead of just putting beginnings and endings, just posting it online. All right. Well, do you want to talk about the Red Room?
We're almost there. We're almost there. Leia's back and immediately stuns Poe without even trying to talk to him or anything.
Yeah. I don't want your side of the story. You're a man.
It's the stun gun sound again. She didn't even. Also, like, this is a mutiny going on. I get it. They're using stun guns at the moment or something, but Leia's just fresh out of a coma from being in fucking space.
But hey, she's like Force goddess, so she's fine.
Fair enough. What else? I'm just more so like, hey, Leia, this entire thing's over communication. You want to, like, communicate? Nah, we're gonna shoot.
Hey, once again, Holdo doesn't have a plan.
Hashtag Leia shot first.
Because, as we'll talk about later, she getting a lot of people killed.
Oh, yeah. And then we get Leia and Holdo talking about how they like Poe, which is really just tonally stupid.
Just a fly boy.
I don't know if that was supposed to make us endearing to them, to Holdo at least. I don't know.
It's just kind of dumb because they're just like, yeah, actually, you know what? I really like him, even though I wouldn't tell him any of my plans, and then ruined this whole entire like mission. Isn't that great? And you're like, you're a moron. Like.
Also, that line about betting on bad odds, now that I think about it, I guess I kind of have to agree with Holdo because Finn and Rose are stupid enough to pick up DJ instead of the one nigga they're there for.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Maybe they're the ones betting on bad odds.
And then also, they probably even like killed that guy, the actual guy that they're supposed to save. They probably ran him over with one of those horses.
I would laugh if that actually happened.
Because they ran through like where he was, like the main like casino area. Also, how the hell did they get up there? Let's go back to that.
They're very high jumpers. They're part black.
Dude, wasn't that like the window that looks like they come through? Isn't that where they like walked around to go to the balcony that like way overlooks like super far down to where the horses are?
Fuck
so
if
they
I
just
know.
like beam up to the top of this like, casino thing and run through, and you're just like, what the what?
Fuck if I know, bro. I don't know anything about Fathers. Fafnir. Why'd Snoke decuff Rey if all he wants to do is kill her?
Because it's a dumb story.
He wants Luke's location and to kill her. She doesn't need to be unbound for that. But my thing is, Snoke wants Luke's location, right?
Yeah.
Rey is on the planet Luke is on. Snoke is responsible for connecting Kylo and Rey.
Well, I think I will defend that. I think he kind of was trying, like, even if Rey didn't show up there, he was trying to, like, connect them so much that he could see the world that he was on. But they basically didn't get close enough. That's why, like, every single time they did get a little closer. That's why, like, the water got in his hand. Like, he was even, I think, himself trying to figure out what was going on. So, he could just link two people, but it didn't allow him to actually, like, see the planet.
By closer, do you mean Rey and Kylo?
Yeah, like, making their relationship closer so that, like,
couldn't he just...
their Force connection helped link it.
So, he can sense Rey, though. Because he's connecting her Force
really,
thing, right?
Sensing Rey, it's more like... Because, like, they had the whole dumb thing where they're like, they're a duality or something like that.
Dyad.
Yeah, something. But,
Dyad.
that they already have a connection, so he just had to, like, increase that connection's power.
I don't know, but, like, the way I look at it is... Because, again, that Dyad shit doesn't really come from this movie.
No,
it comes from the
next
sequel.
movie, yeah.
So... From the looks of it, at least in here, it looks more like he's just like, I'm sensing where Rey's at, I'm sensing where Kylo's at, I'm tethering them together. Rey is with Luke. If you can sense Rey,
should be able to figure out
just
where that is.
go to where her energy's emanating from. I don't know how to fucking talk Star Wars stuff, but it just it's just really stupid. Also, how the fuck don't they see Crate? It's a planet. It's visible.
Yeah, well,
right there.
A lot of star maps don't have, like, this is always...
Do they not have a window on the bridge? In
the outer rim. So, like, a lot of people don't even go to the outer rim.
Do they not have windows?
What do you mean?
They're looking at... There's scenes where you can see them looking at the Radis as it's flying away. Like, can you not just see the planet off in the distance? Like,
I forgot what... I thought you were talking about... Luke's planet.
Oh no! I'm talking about.
We're still on that.
Crate,
You're talking about the place,
planet.
the salt planet. Yeah.
Can they not see that? Are you blind? Like, how the fuck? Like, the human eye can see it. Like, this isn't.
Yeah. This isn't like sensors or whatever. It's
star maps
like,
and fucking bleep bloops. No, you can just look.
Yeah.
Look, nigga, look.
Well, I guess it could be inhabitable or something because someone does ask. It's Finn to Leia, or not Finn. Poe to Leia that she's like, oh, there's like an old Resistance base and everything there. Like maybe they thought if they ran to a planet, they would still just die.
I feel like there's excuses around that.
Which also, why the hell doesn't what the hell is his name? The main bad guy, Snoke. It's too close to my last name, so I don't remember.
Snoke.
Yeah.
Snoke.
Why doesn't Snoke's ship have a world killer?
Yeah, that's the dreadnought. This is something I wanted to bring. Did I bring it up?
Because
no,
literally,
I think I just wanted to save it.
They could have just blown that planet up, and they'd just be like, "All right, like
fuck really, the planet." They could have destroyed the fucking Raditz.
Rian Johnson wrote them into a corner of being like, they have no way out. Like, there was like, if you did like 3,000 chess moves, the Resistance would die, and somehow he writes a really dumb way of making them live.
Yeah, honestly. I just don't understand why his super badass massive stealth bomber spaceship thingy doesn't have the same cannon that the Dreadnought has that can race
that thing
Earth
is
surfaces.
Basically just like a waste of space. Like, I don't understand that ship at all. Because it doesn't do anything special.
It dies, kind of.
Yeah, and it just moves super slow. Like, it does nothing. Like, we never get, like... that ship is just as much Snoke as Snoke does nothing. Like,
oh, that's so just accurate. Looking at Holdo with a U in her name is getting kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Holdo's plan is pretty stupid. One, why did she not share it with Poe? It's the crux of the movie.
Yeah.
Two, why'd she stay behind? Do they not have droids or autopilot? Like, because again, at the beginning, from what the movie says, it looks more like the plan is for her to fly the ship straight forward while the escape pod thingies take them down to this planet.
Well,
and then they have to change it as
it's about to run out of fuel because they filled up all the escape pods with it. Because, spaceships just stop if you turn off the fuel.
Yeah, and the only reason it doesn't work is because DJ betrays everybody, and the code breaker rats the plan out. But from what she knows, she could have just left a droid in charge.
Yeah, well, but either way, she has no plan beyond that. Like, she wasn't like her dumb plan to then be like,
cruise until she reaches
after like 15 people, like 15 ships die, which is probably like hundreds of people. She is like, oh, now I'll ram the ship into it. It's like, your plan all along should have been, let me turn this ship around and start firing at them, doing something, so that, like, at least they would never have seen the, like, other ships going. They would have been like, well, it looks like the resistance is about, like, is just, like, throwing in the towel. They're just gonna go in guns blazing. And at least you'd be like, okay, that kind of makes sense, so that she's, like, fighting them off. No, she's just dumb. Like, it's literally, like, the main, like, whole thing is just like, hey, yeah, I didn't have a plan except for you guys leave. That's basically it.
Also, don't they have scanners that could have tracked the ship without DJ's help? Also, they have the first movie, first movie. They're like, there's that escape pod, and they're like, oh, scanners show that there's no life on it, probably just malfunction. So there's scanners that go, hey, living, breathing things here, right there.
Like I said, I don't even think Rian Johnson watched Star Wars ever. I don't think he ever saw a single movie.
I can't say. I don't know.
Because, like, for his ways of not understanding and writing stuff that just seems so dumb, or he's never even, like, read a science book or, like, maybe something about space before.
Also, now that I'm thinking about it, how did Chewbacca ferry in, right? I mean, never mind, I guess. Maybe Snoke or Kylo, like, Rey's coming, the Falcon's on its way, let it go. But that still doesn't make sense now that I think about that.
No, remember he, like, warps in, she gets into that, like, weird little pod, like, thing to shoot off, and then he just takes off.
Yeah, nobody caught that on sensors.
Yeah, they should have.
And they're just like, huh?
But yeah, I think that was literally just because I think they're waiting for her when she gets out, right?
Yeah, but I mean more so
because she even just lands in, like, their main thing.
Yeah, which is also just kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Her plan was, I'm gonna land and Kylo's gonna see me, and like Kylo's not gonna want to hurt me because we're kind of dating.
Yeah.
And then that just never came to fruition.
He'd be like, "What up, girl? You can looking all pretty and shit."
Leia's more interested in protecting the light than seeming like a hero. Is that a jab at Poe? Because I like Leia, at least from the OT. But if that's a jab at Poe, she can kindly fuck off. Because Poe literally did save the light. If it wasn't for Poe, there would be no light to save at the moment. Because he stopped the Dreadnought. Hodo's plan was, I'm going to go in a straight line while you guys go away from that straight line.
Yeah.
It's not seeming like a hero. It's not protecting the light. It's pretty fucking stupid. That's goddamn elementary style shit right there. More Marvel humor as Snoke boops Rey with the lightsaber handle.
Yeah, that's so dumb when he, like, just flicks it back or whatever, and you're just like, what?
It like, subverted my expectations.
Is nobody taking this seriously?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything Snoke would fucking do from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, why not just kill her? Just dead. That easy. Snoke can see the fucking ships from his throne room.
Yeah.
He can see the escape pods from
Yeah.
his throne room.
He's
But
just
these
kinda like this magnifying glass, like old man, like needs to read the newspaper.
But my thing is, like, Snoke can look out his fucking window and see these. Why the fuck did they need DJ and some fucking random scans to bring it up? Snoke talks about how he sees Kylo's every move, thought, and intention, but he's immediately cut down. We get no backstory on him. Kylo loses more backstory in the process. Snoke's death doesn't mean the guards would serve Kylo. Nothing. I mean, I get it. They could be super loyal, but like,
Yeah, that really makes no sense to me. Like, even like those guys to me seem like they're even from like the Sith thing, like because of the red armor and stuff. Like they're sent from Palpatine or something like that. So most likely they're just loyal to the dark side. So even if Kylo was turning against the Empire, they're not gonna give a shit. Like, or the First Order, they don't really care. They're just loyal to like the dark side. So Kylo's clearly not giving up the dark side. I don't know. And it would probably been better if that fight scene was not in that movie.
I like the aesthetic of it.
It's real bad.
Once I took your advice, and once I looked into it, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But it's still aesthetically pleasing. I like the different weapons they have.
Yeah,
I like
but almost none of those make any sense. They're like,
oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
my armor can deal with this thing that I'm expecting to like battle against a lightsaber with, or even like I'm gonna wrap this thing even around my own arm to like use it against you. But yeah, they'll clearly just cut through my armor.
Oh yeah. But
Like,
I thought some of the
what?
stuff still looked cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like the scene where Rey throws the lightsaber and he catches it, just
Yeah.
and fuck it. That's just super
But
cool.
also, once again, that's a fight where the guy just stops.
Oh yeah, oh
behind
yeah.
him. The guy just waits to die.
Oh, I
And then,
wholeheartedly agree. I
Like,
just
the
like
guy getting thrown to the thing and then just turning into a bunch of confetti. I think was really dumb. Like, not like it's just a bunch of it was just not taken seriously. Like it just.
Well, here's my official note. I like Rey and Kylo versus Snoke's Red Guards, even if Andy's right. It's poorly executed. Rey still outperforms Kylo and the Red Guards in this fight, despite only having one training session in which she lost to a stationary rock.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one point where three of them come down and she just does like a overhead block, and all three of them like aim directly
Strike
for her
in the
lightsaber.
same, area.
And then she kicks one and all three fly away.
Yeah.
I was just like, nigga, what?
It was a force kick. You know, she knows how to do that.
Also, like,
She's about to pick up like 300 rocks, so she can do whatever the hell she wants.
I think there's another point I had about it, because I rewatched this twice. I know I'm a masochist.
Yeah.
And I think I have another note here somewhere where I was like, Kylo wasn't actually too badly outperformed. I think there was less of the retarded ones went after him, because rewatching it, most of the ones that Rey fight, it's more so the choreography is really, she does the overhand and all three go after it, whereas Kylo was actively like fighting the ones that seem to be working together to attack different locations and stuff.
I think that's also because they didn't choose to use stunt performers, and I was watching a thing, and apparently Kylo Ren was actually like Adam Driver was really easy to train because he was in the military, so he's good to just like listening to an instruction and performing it. He's also much more physical. So instead, when you go to Daisy Ridley, which is just an actress, she has just basically, I'll try my best. Like,
Okay.
So it's more like Adam Driver has the physicality and knows how to be like, exactly like, this is what I'm being told, this is how I carry it out. And Daisy Ridley's just doing her best.
Okay. But, well, in the final product, it looks more so like, after the second watch through, it looks less like Rey is outperforming him and more so like, he just has the harder fight to go
Well,
through.
clearly, I think even at a couple parts of that fight, she's only fighting like a singular person, and
Yeah.
he's fighting like 4. So.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I like the quote, "You're nothing, but not to me" line from Kylo.
Yeah.
I don't think, again, as a romantic use line of like, "Oh, I love you,
Yeah.
mi amor," I think it's horrible. But you know what? As a Sith or budding bad guy trying to manipulate somebody,
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I know it's not what it's meant to, but
Yeah.
it is. I don't like the parents are nothing only because he's so incredibly powerful with the Force without training.
Yeah.
Ichigo gets his incredible power from his parents. Same with Naruto and a bunch of other fucking anime
Hey.
protagonists.
Also, both lied to. So
Only to be protected.
Naruto thinks his family's just normal, and so does Ichigo.
Only to be protected.
Yeah.
Still hate that. Anyways. If Rey was force sensitive and worked to gain the strength, I'd like it. It would be cool. But her being a natural powerhouse just doesn't work. At least her being the child of Obi-Wan or some bullshit could somewhat justify it.
Yeah. Well, Palpatine.
Yeah, which again, I was trying not to use that one because it's the one that actually happened. Captain Phasma is stupid now.
Dear God. That is like one of the dumbest fights ever. Once again, we got to get some jokes in because Finn gets some one-liners, and then
was it?
she
I think he
gets some
calls her
one-liners.
Chrome Dome.
Yeah, then she gets some one-liners because she calls him scum, and he's like, Rebel scum.
Which they're resistant scum, mind you. Rebels are dead, I think.
I love BB-8. I got one right over there. But BB-8 manning a ATST, taking people out, is just Disney nonsense. Like,
Well,
I guess it's something that maybe R2 could pull off, but like, it's so weird that like almost every other astromech or astrodroid and stuff like that in the universe is like garbage. So like, we in like tons of Star Wars lore, we've seen like millions of other astromechs just die, but like R2D2 is supposed to be special, and then we're just like, oh,
so is BB-8.
BB-8 special too.
There's that one that's special in The Mandalorian, that nigga that stands up and has a full fucking body and it just doesn't look right. I don't like it. I don't like him at all. I'm glad he's dead. But this isn't even the point where they're fighting. This is when they're captured. Why use laser axes?
I know, to cut their heads off. Why don't you shoot them?
Like, just shoot them. Her argument of it's too painless is nonsense. Because you about to use the fucking laser axe to sever their spinal column.
You just die immediately.
Like, that might be an even quicker death than blaster shots. Yeah. And even if it isn't, like, take your gun, shoot them in the leg.
How the hell do those things cut? They're like two razor-thin beams that are like this far apart. Like, I don't know if that you can get that to scale, but that's pretty big. Like, how does that cut a person's neck off right? Like, it's just like, it might actually hurt more because maybe it doesn't cut right at the first time you swing
I just thought like each laser would be like
it's just like floss. Like, it
yeah,
barely
like
cuts through.
It's like laser
floss. So it
floss.
just takes a long time. They're just like moving it back and forth.
Maybe. I don't know.
No,
if that was
I'm not
the case,
trying to defend it. I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm saying if that's the fucking case, don't make it a laser. Because when you bring a laser out in a series known for laser blasters and laser swords, the implication is it's going to cut flesh like fucking butter.
Yeah.
Why do they fucking have laser axes?
Yeah.
Why?
It makes no sense.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, why the fuck do they have
nothing?
A
like,
laser
there's no
axe?
reason. Like, why did... Then you have to even question, like, why did all those morons have to have, like, every kind of martial arts weapon with shocky bits on them? Like, they could have just had lightsabers. Like, do people not understand that, like, lightsabers just work? And clearly, I think, like, Snoke would have the means to, like, help them get lightsabers. Like, what?
I want lightsaber Wolverine claws now.
Yeah.
I want a full ass lightsaber Iron Man suit. The entire thing just becomes a lightsaber.
I just want floss laser axes.
Wait. I don't care how nonsensical, stupid, or lore crippling the scene is. I like the light speed ramming scene. It's beautiful, and I acknowledge the flaws, but it's fucking pretty.
It's super
I will give
anime.
credit where
Like,
it's
it looks
due,
sick.
and the visuals look marvelous. Doesn't mean I support the move or anything that comes out of it, because
The only thing also I don't get in that scene though is, so you get this really cool, like, once it hits, it splinters off and then destroys all of like the Star Destroyers behind it. Weren't they the whole entire time in front of it?
I think they might have been.
Yes,
yeah.
the whole entire time the chase was, all of them were right in front. So I'm literally like, what? Like, I could understand if you like hit that one, hit the big one and like took out like a lot of people, but like you're not gonna hit those Star Destroyers because they were in front of that thing the
they
whole
ran out of
entire
gas.
time. Apparently,
Slowed down. Let me preface this though. I don't care how nonsensical, stupid. No, I do care. I genuinely think that it's fucking retarded.
It would work. Like, I even said that, like, the dumb thing about Rogue One, like, unless, like, and I don't really ever think they talk about shields, really. It's not like Star Trek, where, like, things have shields. But, like, even in Rogue One, when the X-Wings go to light speed, and they hit Darth Vader's Star Destroyer, they should go through that. Like, you're basically like a bullet. You're moving insanely fast. You should go straight through. And they just, like, they just turn into, like, dust on top of the Star Destroyer. And you're just like, what? Why did that happen?
Oh, yeah. But, like, I care about the lore and everything that it's destroying. I'm just saying that from a completely visual standpoint, it is a beautiful scene.
Yeah. I like the super bright contrast, like the dark background,
and the fucking the way everything goes silent for a bit.
That was the most like anime thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in a like live action movie.
But again, I only like it at the very surface level, very superficial thing. So here we go with the fight. So Phasma, right next to Finn and Rose pre-explosion, is gone post-explosion, only to re-enter the scene with a possibly new set of stormtroopers.
Oh yeah, like because she just like the explosion happens, and then they just like everyone gets thrown around, and there was like maybe like 500 stormtroopers there, and now there's just like
one
five
small
that she
troop.
shows up with.
And like they're re-entering through like the hangar bay door thingies, and it's in like the single line as they imposingly walk through smoke. It looks badass. All of them have guns now instead of their weird laser axe floss thingies. And then Rose shoots Phasma, and this is what brings up this next point. Phasma has cool looking armor, but why is hers the only one that's actually functional?
Well, I would say clearly it's Beskar, which Beskar is not like, well, it's finite. I was gonna say it's not infinite. I can just say finite. It's like there's not much of it out there. So she basically just, it's probably from some like store thing of robbing it from the Mandalorians, and she just herself like had Beskar made. And actually, like, a lot of people, I think, even online, think she was a Mandalorian or something, because really, Beskar is not supposed to be even able to be made unless it's made by like a like Mandalorian blacksmith. So there's something weird there that like she has Mandalorian armor. And
well, the thing is, whether this is a reference, an Easter egg, or whatever, it doesn't work with the thing that we're giving us, because this is something that you got to find out through other media.
Yeah.
Which,
like, except for 4, 5, and 6, I think that's like the problem with Star Wars. Period, is they do that a lot. I think even in the prequels, like from reading extra stuff, like comics, whatever. You gain so much more insight on things. Like, even like everyone hates the scene with like the weird diner thing with Obi-Wan and that guy.
Yeah.
But like that guy's actually like a big character in like a lot of other like lore. So it's just like, but like I still don't really care about that scene. I think it's dumb. But they've been doing this way too much. Like, because other stuff exists, they just kind of like, there you go.
And I don't think that's something they can get away with. I'm using this right now because this is the movie we're talking about, but
which yeah, it makes sense. Like I'm right on with you. Like yeah, it doesn't make any sense that he just kind of like expects you to read the stuff, but then also like supposed to not care.
Again, I'm gonna compare it to Marvel. Marvel, a lot of the Easter eggs, it's something that you go, look, I got that reference. What was it? Captain America? I understood that.
Yeah.
It's not something that has an effect or any purpose on the plot. And I mean, I guess technically it doesn't because Phasma dies like not even a minute later.
5 seconds later.
The fact that this is something that does kind of play a role and there's no mention of it within the movies at all, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Minor one, admittedly, but one nonetheless. Where'd the gun turret in the hangar bay come from, and why is it still functioning after the explosion? Why doesn't BB-8 on the AT-ST take care of it, and where did it go after Phasma dies?
Once again, they just don't care.
Yeah, I know. That's me just pointing it out.
Yeah.
Phasma was kind of cool, and this could have been her redemption after The Force Awakens, because, you know, they're just like, trash compactor, and she's like, oh! Kind of killed her coolness off, and this wasn't the chance that they gave, because Finn calls her Chrome Dome.
Yeah.
And then she's beat by a janitor, who's using the weird stun baton thingy again.
Traitor!
Despite him... If I remember correctly, he should only know how to fight with the blaster, right?
He probably shouldn't even know how to fight with that. I guess they get basic training. I guess even like janitors in the military get basic training.
Yeah, I think he should only know how to use a blaster and a mop. So the fact that he has this baton, and because I rewatched it twice, and that motherfucker's like, what?
Yeah,
he's doing these little twirls and this fucking.
He watched a lot of anime.
Finesse. He's hitting some Bruce Lee shit.
That's how he even knew how to fight with a lightsaber. He's always watching anime all the time.
I mean, I don't know if we can call his lightsaber moves a fight. It was more so just like, stop hitting me. Yeah. But now he's like, what's up?
He still swings at the traitor guy.
Chrome Dawn. I called it a nightstick thingy in my official notes. Phasma pulls out a pistol. And where did she have it? Why did she just shoot Finn with that? Also,
instead of using some weird spike thing.
Yeah, now that I think about that,
understand.
why the fuck does she have a spear?
Dumb. Yeah. I was like, and it doesn't do anything. Like, everything else at least is like electrified or has like a beam on it. Like,
energy.
Yours is just a rod that's pointy. Like, it's it. Like, what's the point of that? The end of it.
Yeah.
Get it?
Like, I
get it? Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was the one made for bad jokes, but okay. Oh, that was fucking horrible.
Thanks.
I don't even want to go back to this fucking...
All right, so now we're on the planet.
Oh, no. I do got one last question. So, her armor can deflect blaster shots, because it's Baxter steel, I do believe he's... Bastard steel.
Yeah. It's made completely out of bastard swords. You just melt them down and they can block blaster fire.
It's better than plastic, but...
Yeah.
Finn smacks her in the face with his baton, and that shit... I get it. It's like the glass part of her eye shatters, but there's physical damage to, like, the steel around it.
Yeah. It's just dumb.
A metal rod is stronger than bullet energy thingies. I don't know.
Well, actually, even like I don't know what that blaster thingy is made of, like the baton with electric-y stuff is, but even lightsabers can cut through Beskar. Like normal knives and stuff can't, like, and stuff, but a lightsaber can. Like they say, even in like the books and stuff, it has like resistance. Like it feels like it's harder to push through, but it's not like invulnerable to lightsabers. So I guess if
like
that
just a metal stick. I'm assuming it's metal.
Or, well,
With some
I guess it has
zappies.
that energy or whatever, but whatever, I don't know.
Phasma dies unceremoniously.
Yeah,
Guess she's just another action figure to sell.
Falling down into a...
Inferno.
Yeah.
Fuego.
Which, once again, if she falls down at least, like, a couple floors, she's probably fine.
Oh, yeah, a little
Because
fire
it's probably
never
only
hurt.
burning, like, up there. So it's like, if you just fall down, you're going to be like, oh, I'm fine down here.
Nah, she dead, though. I don't think she shows up in 9, right? There's no cameo of her?
No.
Okay, yeah, that bitch dead. She was just a toy.
Yep.
I like that Hux was ready to kill an unconscious Kylo.
Yeah.
I feel like that's character
That actually
consistency.
does really fit him.
I like that.
He's, like, thinking about it, and then he wakes up, and he's like,
It's a bit of Force Awaken Hux that shines into this dim shit movie.
Yeah.
Though it's short-lived as Kylo claims Snoke's old position from Hux.
And chokes the shit out of him with the Force.
Which I always love a Force choke. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Used to spam that shit in video games. Just.
Yeah.
So after all her talk about the good in him, why'd Rey just leave Kylo on the supremacy? He's out cold, might even die. Why did she leave her behind? Leave him behind?
She's scared
Wouldn't that be like the more dangerous thing to do?
of leaving your greatest
Volatile.
enemy alive.
You're especially volatile, mentally unstable, and now without a mentor of any. I mean, granted, Snoke was evil, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leaving him.
Yeah. But he still has Rey in his heart.
Also,
It's like a Kingdom Hearts thing. Just a little piece of herself.
God damn it.
Hey man, this is going on real long. I'm getting loopy.
Bro, I can't help it. It's a bad fucking movie. I got a lot. Okay. Why'd they go straight? Why didn't they go straight to Crate? It's literally a ex-rebel base. Like, do you not? I get it. You mentioned earlier Star Maps not having this shit. It's literally one of your old bases. Did you fucking forget this? Did you? I mean, I guess traveling. I know traveling space is more difficult than drive down the street, take a left at the stop sign. But
the bigger thing is even if you knew that they tracked you throughout like the galaxy, and you could only light speed like a few more times, why not light speed to like where the Republic is, or like where
isn't the Republic dead?
Not really. Like there's still people out there. Like the New Republic should still kind of exist.
Nah,
like
5 planets, they gone.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could at least like out to a set of planets where you know you have allies, and then you could have like all these people on planets like come out to fight the First Order to like help you get away. Like you had options. Like you just didn't do it. Like yeah, they can follow you, but if you take them to like a really shitty part of the galaxy that doesn't work in their favor, you can still win.
Yeah.
Like there was like once again, there was a lot of shitty options that they left them in, but they could have found ways out of this.
Also, so I got another question. This might be jumping back. Why is murdering Rey the completion of Kylo Ren's dark side training? He murdered his fucking father.
I thought, yeah, well, didn't he also say that he had to murder his mom and then he didn't?
Yeah, but like killing this person that holds no real weight to you. And I get it, they're supposed to love each other, but the movie doesn't fucking portray that properly because the movie's bad, so you can't use that as a fucking argument.
That's what I was going to use as an argument, so I guess I don't have an argument.
Yeah, fuck out of here. That's stupid. Also, like, maybe, I don't know. I mean, what's more important than fucking patricide, bro? I wrote patricide down. That's a fucking big word. You think my black ass uses patricide lightly? Also, if I remember correctly, wasn't Rey being subdued at the moment by Snoke's almighty force shit?
You know what's better about than patricide? Regicide, killing his leader.
Oh, well.
He doubled down on the sides.
Oh, yeah? Well, in Bleach, there's a deicide, which is killing God.
Ooh.
It's even better.
Is that when he kills?
It's like the final arc for Eisen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's a god.
That was better written than anything here, but I guess we're stuck with Star Wars, so let's continue.
Hey, we can review Bleach, I guess, sometime.
I'd rewatch
haven't
that.
seen enough.
I'd rewatch it,
Yeah.
reread it, and everything. I love that series. It's one of my favorites. How long does it take for the First Order to reach Crate? Because the Resistance land, unload, and set up before they arrive. Yes, half the fleet's been cleaved through by Holdo. And yeah, I guess they brought those weird fucking... Also, why do they have... Are they still AT-ATs, the salt ones? Because I always thought AT-ATs were just like the cold people equivalent.
No.
So I didn't know if this was
AT-ATs
like
or period is just the big, like, four-legged...
walkers.
Yeah.
That's why I refer to them
Like,
in this.
they might have a new name because...
That's more so
I've
what
never
I
really
mean.
looked it up because they've got bigger, like, crazy legs and stuff.
They look different.
I think that's actually, like, one of the coolest designs in this whole entire thing. Is
Oh,
like,
yeah, I can agree with that.
they probably thought to themselves, well, our other ones got tripped. Let's reinforce the legs and stuff like that so it's harder to take down. So I think that's why they even have, like, the different ways to, like, stand and stuff. Because it's like, well, you can't pull us down by just wrapping up our legs anymore.
Which I thought, yeah, I do agree that's cool, but I just wanted to know if they have a different name, because I don't want to be like AT-ATs and some fucking randos like, they're actually CKTTKBs, get it right.
Yeah, I think they're still AT-ATs, but... which
so,
is also now canon. I think that was in... it was either Mando or, I think, the Solo movie is... Like, in the old ones, because people would even argue, like, can't say AT-AT, because they call them AT-ATs, and,
bro, I'm gonna say AT-AT if I fucking want.
Yeah, in one of the movies, like, newer movies, they're like, AT-AT, and I'm like, yeah, screw you.
Suck a dick, fucker. So, there's the scene where the TIE fighter crashes into the base, and, oh, wow, it's super lucky that the only one that made it in was Finn and Rose's. Yeah. But there's this scene where it's laying there, and everybody unloads with their blasters as if their regular handguns can damage this ship.
How is this, like, great? And especially since, like, they're still firing. You can still get your hand, like, blown off.
Well, this brought me to a question. Like, do blasters have ammo in this universe? Like, do you have to at any point stop and reload? Or are you just like Reaper where you're just like...
Well, if you play, like, the Star Wars game, then clearly, yes, they make you have to reload. But there are guns... Like, I don't think so, because there's guns that actually take, like, slugs, which are, like, a more powerful, actually, like, thing. That's even, like, what Mando's thing, and why he has to, like, pop a thing in when he uses his crazy rifle. So, like, slugs are, like...
His tuning fork gun.
So, like, slugs are, like, a thing that exists. So I think blasters, you can just keep on firing.
Okay. Well, I was just curious, because I was like, you guys are in desperate, dire straits. Yeah. So, like, don't waste your ammo shooting something that won't work.
So I think in, like, the Battlefront games, I think they make you swap them out, like, they almost, like, have batteries or something.
Okay.
But I don't think that's actually, like, canon. I think you can just keep firing and firing and firing. Which is also kind of BS, too, is I don't think Chewie's bowcaster ever has to reload, but it's, like, just as powerful as, like, a gun that takes slugs, so...
Fair enough. It's the first time I really thought of it.
Yeah.
I don't really credit this as, like, a fault of Last Jedi or anything. It's just something that I really wanted to ask, and I wanted to make sure I remembered to ask you. How'd the First Order know they need these walkers and the drill of Ba Sing Se to get to the Resistance? Fuck you, it's the drill of Ba Sing Se, and I will never call it anything else. Actually, I'll just call it the drill, saying Ba Sing Se is gonna... Yeah. It's a lot.
The only thing I could say is maybe they fought this Resistance base before. Or, well, we saw those TIE fighters crash into the wall, or, like, the one crash through and the other one's, like, chasing them. So maybe those TIE fighters were, like, they're behind, like, a impenetrable wall or something like that, so...
I guess that's a fair enough point, maybe. Again, I believe there should be a line if that's the case in the movie, but... why isn't the Ba Sing Se drill, a.k.a. miniature Death Star tech, attached to Snoke or any other Star Destroyer ship? I feel like it'd be much more useful than a grounded version you have to wheel everywhere around. Yeah. Oh, this is a long one.
But also, where the hell does that thing get its energy?
The sun.
Like the, what's it called? The
Starkiller?
Starkiller base?
Yeah, totally. And if not the sun, well, okay, so the way Starkiller works is it absorbs energy from the sun, but the main thing they're absorbing from the sun is salt. So now that they're on a salt planet, it's actually just absorbing the salt sun, and the sun.
The sun is super salty. That's why your sweat's actually from the sun. That's why that's salty. It's not from you. It's from the sun.
So why does my nut taste salty?
It comes from the sun.
My seed is that of Superman's.
It's because you absorb all that sunlight. Yeah.
So here's another long point. So Finn gives a hopeful...
How do you know what it...
I had a girlfriend tell me once.
Yeah, sure.
I was supposed to like warn her. I didn't pull out. I came in her mouth or some shit.
What?
I don't think we should talk about this on YouTube. This isn't. There are kids watching. This is not the platform.
Yeah. Beep 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 beep. I'll just do that over top of that whole talk.
So Finn gives a hopeful speech.
What are you saying? I broke you.
So Finn gives a hopeful speech to rally the troops behind Leia. It's all good. But what made him come around to the Resistance? Wasn't the whole point of the Codebreakers conversation to shake the faith in the good guys? Nothing really brought him back to their side. He never really even contemplated things, which sucks. I feel like Finn, someone who's brainwashed into becoming a murderer, or becoming a murder machine and janitor, who then jumped to a, quote, cowardly pacifist, learning that things exist in a shade of gray, could be very interesting for his character, as everything's been painted so very black and white for him. His dismay at Rose's view on him being a coward even shows it.
See, this goes, I think, more back even to like our discussion about like quotes and stuff, and there's no real interaction, because when you just make a movie about quotes, a lot of the words that they're saying are just empty platitudes. They're just like filler words. So even though he's having like a serious conversation with him, telling him about like how war actually works, that these people sell to the good guys and bad guys, that maybe you're not actually like the good guy, maybe they're the good guy, his whole like speech like that is really just falling on deaf ears, because it was just empty platitudes to fill a scene for this character to then never make any kind of impact.
So the crystal foxes on crates, if they were Pokemon, would you fuck them?
Oh, hells yeah. All them splinters too, or I don't know, what's
Diamond Splinters?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Is that...
That's just their Pokemon move, Diamond Splinter.
Would that still be called a splinter if you get
Probably.
diamond in your skin?
I'll call it that. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck this nigga out here licking the fucking ground? I guess they declare that Crate's a salt planet, but that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. I'd do it.
Just have, like... fucking white people.
Especially, hey, you know
what? You
what?
don't even know what salt is.
Especially if it's not... It's from the sun. Especially if it's not, like, kicked up all red yet. That means no one touched that stuff. So you're just like,
I feel like just having them toss that out, like, oh, it's a salt mining planet for the ex-rebels, or for the old rebels, whatever.
But also, wouldn't mining mean you'd actually have to, like, go underground? Like, that's actually how they, like, mine salt. Like, on this planet is you have to go, like, underground and, like, mine it out. Instead of, basically here, it just should, like, all these places should just have giant divots in the ground, because it's literally just everywhere.
No, that kills the aesthetic.
Oh, okay.
Finn pilots again, the little salt racers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the point of the speeder scene. They're deployed way too early and are defenseless.
Yeah, they do nothing.
However,
that whole entire thing.
I don't care about that, because it's really nice watching them glide around on the all-white sand with the red kick-ups.
Yeah, because also, like, for one, they do nothing.
Yeah, completely.
Two, they, like,
get picked off like that.
Well, yeah, and they also don't make any sense. Like, I don't know why they balance on some stupid little thing and they just shake a bunch. I'm like, why would these even exist? They don't work right. And then, on top of it, Finn should have died. Like, I like that character, or I did like that character, but, like, that would have meant something. Like,
yeah.
That would have been, like, a huge moment. Like, it would have been so much more than just him and Rose kissing, which meant nothing. If anything, I want to call you all out. Oh, yeah. I know. You're right there. I'm told I hate this movie because I just don't like that this movie is actually like, oh, SJW, and I just hate women and people of color and stuff. And the thing is guess what? Ryan Johnson is a racist. He can't, Finn can't be with the white girl. He's got to be with the Asian girl instead. Even though he loves Rey, he's just like, no, let's break that relationship up.
Fuck Wonder Bread.
Yeah, screw that guy. All y'all know it.
I'm confused.
Very
confused.
Doesn't that feel weird? Like, clearly, Finn is, like, basically in love with Rey. Like, the whole entire time. So why even throw this extra character in? Like, for one, she doesn't mean anything to the story at all.
Nope.
And then, on top of it, like, why try to force a, like, romantic thing when Finn is clearly not into it?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Like, it makes no sense to me at all. Like, it just feels so weird to me. Like,
oh, I agree.
Like, I just, like, ugh. That scene makes me mad.
I don't know if this is the anger or just exhaustion, but he's losing it. Rey lands a fucking triple kill. Only adds to her badassery. What took them so long anyways to really return? Like,
well, I also once again don't understand how that all happened. I guess they even said that, like, Rey stole like Snoke's ship or something like that to leave or something, but then she just ends up back on the Millennium Falcon, and I'm like, how does that work? Like, did you guys go and park somewhere and then
Denny's,
jump over, swap, and then take off again? Because I'm like,
picked her up at soccer practice.
It's like out in the middle of space. How are you gonna, like, dock a ship into the Millennium Falcon and then get on?
Force.
Oh, yeah. We did learn that you can, with the Force, survive in space, so you're right. I'm wrong. I get it.
Of course you are. Fucking false nerd air.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all the TIE fighters peel off to fight the Falcon, which lead the salt speeders. But then nothing shoots at them. None of the AT-ATs shoot.
Yeah.
And there's like a while where they don't. And then, like, I think Kylo or Hux, one of them has to, like, give the command for them to shoot again. It's like, why weren't you?
Plot.
And so here goes where you kind of were talking about, and with Finn dying, I kind of disagree with it. Well, in the context you give, I do, but overall,
Well, like, I feel like it just would have mean so much more.
I get
and then
that.
even, like, if they actually cared about, like, portraying people's emotions, even though they never do, then maybe even, like, Rey could have had, like, a really emotional thing because, like, her basically first friend ever just died. Because clearly Rey was very lonely for a very long time, and, like, meeting Finn was, like, a huge deal. So, like, if they actually cared about how people cared about other people, then that could have been a cool scene. But most likely she wouldn't have given a shit.
But what I more so mean is, I'm gonna just read the point. So Poe gives up after he, Finn, and Rose remain in the Salt Skimmers. But why? He's the one who led a suicide run at the beginning of the movie, and in Holdo's scene, he's seen firsthand what sacrifice can do to turn the tides of war. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't he be the one willing to rush the cannon? Shouldn't Poe, just logically from this movie, be the one who wants to give his life?
That or
he would be more.
It's literally supposed to be like him learning his lesson, and like losing soldiers doesn't do anything.
He lost all of his soldiers. He has like 2 other fucking people.
But I mean, like, maybe instead of Rose running into him, maybe Poe should have ran into him and then been like, "No, we need you," kind of thing, and not kissed him. He could have kissed him.
I would have liked it if he kissed him, but
Yeah.
it's just Poe. The way I see it, Poe should have been like, "All right, fall back."
Yeah, like, I'll take
Everybody
care of this.
falls back, and Poe's still going. And Finn's like, "Wait, Poe, what are you doing? Poe, you gotta turn around." And he's like,
And then
"No."
Finn stops him, and then he kisses him.
Yeah, and it's like this scene of, Poe has taken what you can from Holdo's actions and taken it to heart. And he's like, "I don't want to be the hero. I'm interested in protecting the light.
Yeah.
And this is what I need to do it." And then Poe's like, "No, bitch, smack." And
You don't understand. I know.
And you can even tie it in because Finn could be like, "Poe, don't give your life for this. It wouldn't do any real good. I met you. You're a good man through and through, Poe. And I think we need you around for after the war happens because I've seen just because the good guys win doesn't mean good's going to get done. But I believe you can make the right change. Kiss."
Yeah.
That's some bullshit I just pulled out my ass on the fly. I feel like that makes more sense than what we get in the movie.
I keep bringing up the last movie because I also read the book and it really gave me some insight. It's really cool when Leia is about to die and she's about to like join the Force. She has this whole like inner monologue in the book that she gives each part of her life to one of like the kids kind of or whatever, like, and like, so that's more where like in like symbolically Rey becomes a Skywalker.
So do I get like extra points for killing those kids then, since it's 2 souls?
Yeah. So she like gives the Skywalker part to Rey because she's like going to take on like the Jedi form of it, and then the Organa part of it she gives to Poe because she thinks he's like going to be a great leader. And then
Poe Organa just sounds ugly.
But like it's like a cool scene that she's like, these people mean something and they're like going to be something great. She doesn't bring up Finn, which is kind of crappy. I forgot. I thought she did, but I was like, no, I don't think she does.
No, it's because he's black.
Yeah, it is. Clearly, we from lore we know that Leia's insanely racist. What did I call slaves earlier?
Things.
Things. I was gonna say, yeah, that's where I got that from. Was Leia? She just calls slaves things all the time, and it's just real messed up.
I love it. Finn wanting to stop running and fight this wow, I think I had a stroke already. Finn wanting to stop running and fight this choosing to sacrifice himself is pretty good scene acting wise, but it's stupid. What has drawn Finn to the cause of the resistance? He saw the horrors on Cantabite and now knows some of them are the result of the resistance. He has no reason other than I have like 3 friends to do this. John Boyega does an amazing job acting as like the salt skimmers being melted as he makes his last hurrah.
Yeah.
And it's very beautifully done. Again, point in favor of this movie. John Boyega's a damn good actor. So
Yeah.
A lot of people in this movie are damn good actors.
Also, man, can we talk about the travesty that John Boyega didn't end up in like Black Panther and stuff? The dude is literally from Africa.
That would be hella cool.
What? I was like he's not even like a UK native. He's literally from like Africa. I don't remember what country, but I'm like, how did this?
You know
how
what?
did he not? Like, how did he get snubbed?
Boyega's an amazing actor. I don't
think he
know
is.
if this is like good to talk about with Chadwick's death being so recent, but I would like, not as a replacement for T'Challa, but like another character to take up the mantle of Black Panther. If they were to throw John Boyega as a character, I can't think of like other Black Panthers in the lore of Marvel at the moment off the top of my head. But John Boyega is one of them, and becoming a new Black Panther, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'd like
what
that.
if his sister marries like John Boyega's whatever character, and then he challenges for the throne,
And he
and
beats
he
up.
becomes the new.
He
Black
beats
Panther.
up his wife. It's just like, I am. Look at me. I am the captain now.
Yeah.
I am the Penta now.
I am the Penta now.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm just gonna hold Baby Yoda now.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of this terrible movie. So.
You know what's not beautifully done? Rose ruining it the entire moment. There's an overhead wide shot to show Finn is the only person still gunning towards the cannon, and somehow Rose looped back past Finn, made a hard left, and tackled him out of the way. Not to mention, she could have killed him, them both, in a manner, and let the drill live. Her fucking sister died to save the Resistance.
Yeah.
Why are you actively jeopardizing her sacrifice?
Well, maybe she sees that her sister acting like basically in self-sacrifice is like she doesn't want to see that happen again to a person she now thinks is a friend.
Well, why are you about to sacrifice his life and yours to stop him?
I'll let Baby
Also,
Yoda answer.
I just wanted you to remember my favorite scene is when a stormtrooper punches Baby Yoda.
You can punch him.
That's how we're gonna win, not by fighting what we hate, saving what we love.
Hey, guess what? That's not how the series ends. They kill what they hate.
I suddenly like.
But I mean, like, that's just hilarious. It's like, hey, guess what? No, they just ended up killing Palpatine.
My next line was, I suddenly like the I don't like sand monologue.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to her point. Like, does Rose not love the Resistance? Because her sister did. She died for it. Rose just actively stopped Finn from saving the Resistance.
And then
what
rapes
they love.
his mouth.
Yeah. Rose didn't earn the kiss.
Yeah.
Though, as much as bullshit as I give to Rose, I will put a stand and say, Kelly Marie Tran, I believe was the name of the actress that played Rose. She didn't deserve anything that she got from this movie, any of the backlash, the death threats, and all that. No, she didn't deserve that.
Don't treat a human being that way. Now, you can say all the bad things you want about the character. I don't think the character adds anything to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's important to the Star Wars story at all.
No.
She is not a good actress. At least from the scenes I've seen. Like, I don't think she, like...
I don't think she was bad.
Yeah, but I mean, like, nothing was just like, oh, man, this is a shining star. You really needed this person here.
Fair enough. Luke says, no one's ever truly gone. He says after saying, like, Kylo's gone to the light.
Yeah.
He's evil. But Luke says, no one's ever truly gone. And I'm relieved to have Luke Skywalker actually finally appear in this fucking movie. The scene with Leia is done properly. I love the whole thing. Why did he hand Leia the dice from the Falcon?
I don't think... I've actually thought about this, because I actually kind of like it. Because also, since Leia leaves it behind, I think clearly that was not meant for Leia. That was meant for Kylo.
Okay.
It was like another thing to like reach into his soul, because he, like, even Leia leaves it behind, so that means that both of them knew that Kylo had to find it and pick it up. So it wasn't anything like, this is a memento. Like,
was there nothing else you could...
I'm sorry that Han Solo died. But it's like, it's a callback, because clearly probably Ben saw that all the time when he was a kid. And him now seeing it, like, after, like, what he's become after killing his father and stuff, it's, like, another thing that's, like holy crap, like, this is a part of my past life kind of thing.
Is there nothing else he could have gave, though? Because I just find it weird to be like, here, dear sister, have your husband's memento of his first girlfriend / love.
They don't know that.
You know, I do.
We do, yeah. You said you weren't going to reach into other movies.
You're right. Wait, did Solo come out after? Solo
Yeah,
came. Okay, then yeah, I guess after the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess.
Rogue One came out before, then it was Last Jedi, then it was Solo.
Okay, then yeah, I can't use that. But still, it's a fun little thought now that I brought it up, though, isn't it?
Well, so maybe that's why Leia left it behind. She was like, "Why'd you give me this bitch of shit?"
She was like, "I'm gonna just act like I love it because Luke's here and I miss him." But as soon as he turned, she's like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
Anyways, Luke then promptly exits the movie. He gestures and basically taunts Kylo, but shouldn't he be apologetic, caring, hoping that he can draw the light?
He just antagonizes him.
Yeah.
He literally is just a dick the whole entire time. Like, I was just like, that's why also I was like, this is not Luke Skywalker. Like, he would try to reach out to him. He's literally just like, nah, I'm not trying to save you. Just die. Like,
come on, kid.
Like, I think the fight's kind of cool because of him just, like, dodging everything. But then...
Why the fuck is there a Matrix scene in my Star Wars movie?
You quickly figure out that, like, oh, yeah, it's because he's not really there. Because that's also... Like... They show the shot of him moving over the salt, and it's not
Which shouldn't...
Kicking.
That doesn't work. Because if you watch, before Kylo comes down... he has the AT-ATs completely obliterate where Luke's standing. The entire area is red.
Oh, it's red.
So there should be no fucking salt to give away the twist that Luke's not actually there. Fucked up once again, movie. Thank you.
He doesn't walk out of that?
No, he's standing in it, and it's just like the next scene is like, oh no, we scattered some more salt to make this look cool. Like I looked at it. I watched it twice. There's a massive fucking crater of well, maybe it's not a crater because the land doesn't get raised itself, but the fucking salt is scattered for quite a bit away, and Luke doesn't seem to move
because he doesn't need to.
Yeah. How'd Finn make it back to the bunker? That's some serious nigga speed on him.
Yeah.
Luke
especially being like injured
and carrying somebody.
Yeah.
Luke flat out denies that he's not here to save Kylo.
Yep.
He finally apologizes into the fight.
Kylo's, I think, he was like hoping for it. Yeah. I think he's like a little afraid.
He's like
so
a kid.
So he just yells out to him. He's like, "What are you here to save me?" And he's like, "Nah."
No. And then you get the strike me down line.
Yeah.
Rey lifts 100 boulders with ease. She doesn't even emote like it's a struggle. But my real question is, why didn't Leia move this shit out the way since she's a force
she's
using
like the most
ghost.
powerful force person ever. She survived going into space.
So, can I don't know because again, not a major Star Wars nerd. Force ghost or the force projection thingy. Mm-hmm. That's a force ability, right?
Yes. So it shouldn't kill him.
Can he not sense that this is the Force and not Luke?
Well, it's meant to be like a thing to trick, like, I think the Sith. Because the Sith don't have the same, like, connection to the Force. Like, theirs is all through, like, anger and stuff. So since this is actually, like, calm, peace, creating this, it's, like, something because he's just blinded by, like, rage. Because I think even stuff like this has happened before, and that's usually kind of like the explanation is because all.
So that's Sith, why he was being a dick. He was just like keep getting Sith angry users, and not sensing that I'm a ghost, nigga.
Like Sith users are just all fury and rage, so they're not gonna notice something that's literally just a like genjutsu, like.
All right, I guess.
We just keep on bringing up anime.
Or fucking weebs first, nerds second. So, I'm not gonna lie. I think now it's just Luke admitted to death and gave himself to the Force or whatever. But the first time I watched, because of the scene where Kylo Force Skypes Rey and gets fucking rain on his hand, I thought Kylo striking the Force projection is what ultimately killed Luke, because it was like, oh, the Force Skype thingy transferred the damage onto me. But rewatching, I saw that's not the case.
Yeah,
but
and once again, I have to bring up the next movie's book. And in that, Luke kind of explains that, yes, I just gave myself to the Force. Like, the Force wanted me back into it.
And I was just like, I don't need to help the galaxy anymore, so here I come, Force.
So he gave himself back to the Force. He was actually even, like, in the book, he's asking his sister to give herself into the Force already then. But she's like, I've got more to do. Like, I can't yet.
I absolutely hate everything that they've done with Luke in this movie.
Yes.
But from a completely visual standpoint, again, his send-off was beautiful.
The two suns and stuff
yeah,
like that.
and
I
get
like
it.
him
The
looking out into Tatooine.
cyclical poetry bullshit, yada yada. It's just very beautiful, even if everything else doesn't really fit.
And then let's get on to the thing that makes all of the talk that Luke Skywalker was bringing up the whole entire movie, throwing away the Jedi, and that didn't work because Rey saved all the books and put them in a drawer. And hey, guess what? It's not like her telling somebody that. It's just some random schmo just opening up the drawer. I think it's not even a main character, right?
Also, you get Poe and Poe and Rey meeting for the first time.
Yeah, which also like that shocked the crap out of me. Like I was like, oh yeah, wait, I guess they did just meet each other.
And the one moment where you could have a like hollow sounding or a cool sounding quip that's ultimately hollow, they don't have it. They're just like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm Poe. I'm Rey.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rey is the balance to Kylo. Luke the balance to Snoke? I'm guessing that would be his counter.
Palpatine, yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess it's ultimately Palpatine. But in this movie, we only know Snoke. So
yeah.
Luke is Snoke's balance.
So I guess
because Snoke seems a lot stronger than Luke in this movie. Like, yeah, Luke did the Force projection, but Snoke was connecting minds, and he was.
And we didn't really get to see Luke do much. This whole entire movie
that
because
does lean into it.
He's cut off from the Force for the whole time because he's all depressed and whatever.
But who would be the Emperor's balance in the OT?
I guess Obi-Wan.
Why'd Luke have to train to become the balance to Vader?
Yoda.
But no. Okay, yeah, that works. Why'd Luke have to train to become Vader's opposite on the balance scale, while Rey just gets elevated to Kylo's power level?
Yeah, kind of beyond his power level too.
Yeah, it actually says up to and beyond Kylo's power, but I don't feel like reading everything. I got some stuff talking about how I hate the Porgs.
Make Kylo actually have to try, and then she just gets away with it.
I have some stuff about hating the Porgs. I have this. You think Kylo just sold his melted Vader helmet on Space eBay after he ditches his Vader Jr. act? How did he even get Vader's helmet?
I don't know. How the hell did they get Luke's lightsaber in his arm?
I don't know, but like, wasn't Luke's lightsaber just left up in the air? Like, didn't they melt Vader? Like, completely cremate that nigga in his stuff? Did they just? Did they not like?
I guess plastic doesn't fully go away. Let's melt a Darth Vader helmet, see what happens.
Only if I can keep it afterwards and sell it on eBay once I'm over my emo phase.
Or ash or whatever. Is that like supposed to be Vader's ashes that it's always sitting in? I never thought about that. But
never thought of that either.
Might be what that is.
So also,
I
just got some questions that lead to outside this one movie. But like in Force Awakens, wasn't Kylo communing with Vader? Like I thought the whole when he'd stop and kneel down in front of the helmet, he was just like,
I don't know.
Yes, my lord.
I think that might have been just him like trying to reach out to be like, give me something. But like that also doesn't make any sense. Like you think if he did reach to him, it would just be Anakin, and Anakin would be like,
yeah, no, don't like, shoot up your school.
Yeah. Quit being a little jerk.
Am I the only one who thinks Snoke is dressed up like fucking gold member from Austin Powers?
Yeah. But it's just like that whole the CGI I think is actually bad in this movie. Like I don't know why. Like I think almost like every bit of CG is like horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know why it looks so bad. Like every bit of like Snoke's face moving around with his big old mouth and like it's
weird
stretching out and stuff.
Star.
It's just like this looks fake. Like you didn't do anything to like. You need usually something to convince me that like this looks real, and it doesn't at all. Like I feel like even the lighting on him looks not natural and stuff.
I do like the fact that he bounces his lightning strike into Kylo. That shit makes me laugh every time.
Oh yeah.
Kylo is a poor man's Zuko. with horrible writing.
Basically.
The alien that Luke gets the green milk from, you know the one I'm talking about, right? If that was a Pokemon, would you fuck it?
No. That is like Miltank territory. Miltank is like the most disgusting thing you could ever lay your eyes on. It's terrifying.
So, and I guess this is really the end of what I have. But to round things up, some of the themes, because a theme can save a bad movie, I think.
Yeah.
So, what did you think the themes were?
Well, apparently the theme was, let's get rid of the Jedi. That didn't pan out.
None of them really did.
The other thing was, I guess, don't be spontaneous. Don't think that worked out. Dumb. Be dumb. That's most of this movie, and it pulled that off perfectly fine. Like, I think this movie might have pulled off dumb better than movies like Billy Madison. Like a movie just meant to be like a dumb character. Like
Dumb and Dumber.
Taking all of its characters and be like, Hodo, don't tell anybody your plan. Be real dumb. Hey, Finn and Rose, you're supposed to go and find this exact guy. You don't. So, since you don't, you're dumb.
I can't argue that one.
Hey, Rey, you're supposed to go learn the Force from Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker's just going to be a jerk the whole entire time. Dumb. Is anybody else dumb? I feel like Poe's not even really dumb. It's just everybody that...
I feel like Poe was right throughout this entire movie, except for the end.
Gets treated by a bunch of dumb people. Like, literally, he's the whipping boy. He's literally like, everyone's just like, well, we're dumb, so we're going to treat you like an idiot. Like, no, like, I did the right thing, and I, like, tried to save people, and I actually saved the whole entire fleet. You guys suck.
Yeah, I think Poe probably is the smartest character. Here are my themes that I dug out of it. I have failure. Rey never fails. Luke's failure is too far removed from his established character. Poe doesn't fail. He makes logical decisions and sacrifices. Finn's cowardice is a moral failing. Holdo fails to communicate with the crew. Kylo fails to move beyond his past. The main one for Finn I thought was supposed to be like morality.
Yeah.
Primarily deals with Finn learning both sides are unclear. However, it goes nowhere. If you stretch it, you could argue it extends to Kylo and Rey. I'd probably have to rewatch it, which I'm not going to do because I didn't put any extra notes to justify how I could stretch it, and too much of the movie has thankfully been scrubbed from my brain. Redemption. Luke's arc is a build-up from him redeeming himself. Finn redeems himself for his selfish cowardice. Poe, I guess, is meant to redeem himself by calling the Salt Skimmers retreat. But that doesn't work as actual redemption because Poe doesn't need to redeem himself. He was right.
Yeah.
And then there's one more about...
Did Rose have a theme or any kind of...
Fuck you, Finn. You cowardice bitch.
Yeah, but
I
then
love
she
you.
also, like, loves him.
Heroes fail.
And then him not trying to be a coward makes her angry.
Like, he wasn't a coward. Also, like, the entire time they're on this journey, she keeps referring to him as a coward. But, like, he's risking his neck to go to a different planet, grab a code breaker, go onto the main bad guy's ship to save the day. This whole adventure is not something a coward would fucking do.
She just thinks it's all because of her.
Yeah, you know what? She probably does. Because Rose is retarded. Kelly Marie Tran is a perfectly nice and normal human being. Don't send hate her way. But Rose, the character, Rose Tico, is retarded.
Send your questions to Disney.
Ryan Johnson. No, I'm kidding. Don't harass, please. No,
yeah,
no.
I've said a lot of bad things about Ryan Johnson today.
Don't harass him either, please and thank you. No death threats.
People don't need to be attacked. But, like, hey, I like Knives Out. Just stay away from Star Wars.
Is that Ryan Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Knives Out was a pretty good movie.
I didn't know that.
It's predictable. Like, you're literally like, maybe confused for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, it's the character I thought it was. Yeah.
Which I called it, by the way. I called that. My final theme was heroes fail, challenge what doesn't work, and critique the past seems to be a theme, but Luke isn't properly called out for abandoning the resistance. He seems to really challenge the shortcomings of the Jedi in the past, but like the prequels already went over that.
Yeah.
Also, his idea to solve it is retarded.
Yeah, just getting rid of them. Don't learn from your mistakes.
Leia
I
isn't.
think that's just life now. Think of how our country and stuff goes. We're just like, don't learn from like how things work. You just keep on going.
That's basically my fucking motto. Leia isn't called out for buying weapons from the warmongers, which could have led to something interesting. Han and Chewie aren't called out for returning to smuggling. Which, why would they do that?
Because he was escaping his feelings
Also,
of losing his son. Don't you understand emotion?
no. I'm dead inside. Also, Han dies and everybody's super sad. Luke sacrifices himself. And everybody's just like...
He's buying us time.
Alright, well, I guess that was kind of sad. Whatever.
I don't know. I don't think anyone ever brings it up.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they literally, like, well, for one, I guess maybe they didn't really know he died. And then, I guess the next movie, they skip ahead enough that they're like, maybe we already mourned him.
Well, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Just like Luke not mourning Han.
Yeah.
The ending is those fucking pauper slave things.
Yeah,
And,
the kid grabbing the broom with his
Force ability that he somehow knows, despite the younglings in the Jedi Temple needing to be taught how to use the Force and whatnot. And I guess everybody just uses the Force kind of professionally.
Maybe that little kid is the replacement for Snoke.
Oh, the broomer.
Yep.
But I think they're supposed to be telling the story of Luke's last stand, right? That's what they were doing.
Yes.
That's how I interpreted it, and I'm hoping that's not it,
like,
because that's a stupid last stand.
Well, and also it's just a stupid name. Like, the name of the movie is Last Jedi, and clearly he's not the Last Jedi.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
but
she's taking up the mantle as a Jedi. Like,
why were those kids at all just inspired, though? Like, what made them go, Jedis are cool?
everyone thinks Jedis are cool. I think Jedis are cool. If I could move a broom with my mind, I would do it.
How do they know about Jedi? How do they know anything that's going on? Why are they telling Luke's final stand?
I don't think that little kid knows about Luke dying. That little kid just...
No, but they're doing like the little thing that I thought that was supposed to be them like playing the story of Luke's final stand or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the master's like, get to work, niggers, I'll whip you.
Yeah. Things. Yeah, them telling that story. I don't know how they found that out. I guess.
How's that inspiring? Could you imagine?
To them, they felt like he didn't die. He just kind of like won that fight because he couldn't be touched.
No, just hear me out though. Could you imagine telling your kids, "Hey there, buddy. So there's this guy named Luke Skywalker. He came in and he saved the day. He got shut up and let me talk." He came in and said, "Oh, fuck you, man. Shut the fuck up." It's a long ass sound for one button push.
I pushed it once.
He saved the day by coming in and standing in front of Kylo Ren, dodging a couple attacks, and then disappearing. The end. Shut No, it's just really stupid.
Yeah.
Also, probably the most important critique of this movie, and hopefully my final one. I'm not looking at my phone because I have a bunch more, but Broom Kid, at the very end, he force summons the broom. He starts sweeping a bit, and then he looks off into the fucking night sky.
And pulls out the resistance ring.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. But I was more so focused on his sweeping because, my God, he sweeps like old people. Fuck, slow and sloppy. That was a horrible job sweeping. This is why you need droids to do this fucking job. He's a fucking horrible sweeper.
Better beat him better.
Yeah, yes. Beat his ass. Please and thank you.
All right, everybody.
I'm tired.
If I'm giving a score for this movie, because I don't think we did it last time, but I'm going to.
Oh, shit.
It is a 3 out of 10.
I'd rather do this than give it. How low does the chart go?
0. Like,
that's too good.
It still exists. They still put money into it. Like,
all right, yeah.
Like,
visually, it's nice.
Like, if it's under a 5, I think I hate that movie. So I do actively hate that movie. Like, hey, we talked about Civil War earlier. It's probably still like a 7 to me. Like, I don't hate that movie. It's just got really bad plot lines. I hated at the time that so many people loved it. I think that's what also, like, changed why I treated that movie the way it is.
It's probably me with Dark Kitty.
But, yeah, it's, like, this movie's, like, grade A3. It's real bad.
I'd give it, like, a 1 or 2, because, honestly, the bulk of the things I like are just physical. It looks pretty. It's surface level stuff, and that's something that it should have. This is a fucking billion-dollar movie.
I can't, like, there's people though that worked on that part of it. Like, that wasn't like Rian Johnson's terrible writing or directing that did those things. That was someone's actually, like, an artist taking their time and being like, here's an aesthetically pleasing, cool looking thing. I don't choose how people use it, so that's why I'm not like, this is like a 1. I'm like, yeah, it's at least a 3, because, hey, you guys that actually, like, put in the effort, good job on you.
But, I mean, like, this is, like, a fucking quadrillion-dollar movie.
Yeah.
This is a fucking beyond quadrillion-dollar franchise. They have more than enough money to make sure that this looks and sounds nice.
Even the CGI could have been better.
Like, they have the money. It should look nice. It should sound as beautifully as the score sounds.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking low bar to clear.
Dude, if John Williams ever dies, I think I might, like, have to take a bereavement day. Like, that'll destroy me.
December 2020, bitch. Get ready. Yeah. John Williams and Betty White. Calling it now.
Knowing this year, yeah, probably.
Calling it. I'm calling it.
All right, everybody. I think this will do it. I'm definitely going to split this one up because we're up to 4 hours and 19 minutes.
Woo!
So I think the Civil War thing will be its own separate one, and this will be in 2 parts.
Because I love Star Wars, and I hate myself.
My name is Andrew Stoke.
This
is Baby Yoda.
And I'm now truly Sad Boy Jay.
And goodbye.
At least I got that off my chest.
Yeah.